Hello boys and girls, welcome to my channel. I'm the Obscure Joe BT, and for today what I have in here it is Shadow of the Tomb Raider. So this game, contrary to all the other latest Tomb Raider adventures like Tomb Raider 2013 and Rise of the Tomb Raider, this one is not developed by Crystal Dynamics. This one it is developed by Eidos Montreal, and in case you don't know Eidos Montreal it is the developers of games like Deus Ex Human Revolution and Deus Ex Mankind Divided. So you might be asking what the hell they are doing. So yeah, they have been developing Shadow of Tomb Raider, but what the hell happened to Crystal Dynamics? Well, Crystal Dynamics it is developing another game. It is developing supposedly a superhero fighting game. I'm not really sure about it, but probably we will see some announcement from Square Enix talking about that game later. But nonetheless, let's talk today about Shadow of the Tomb Raider, developed by Eidos Montreal. This is the settings that I'm currently using to play up the game. DirectX 12. This one is very important because with DirectX 11 the game performs very bad on the villages. Rise of the Tomb Raider, the latest game, already was using DirectX 12 because of the more dense areas, and this one it is pretty much the same. Resolution, yeah, this one is a surprise. I can't run this game decently at 1080p, so I'm using 900p. I'm quite disappointed with the fact that the game doesn't support resolution scaling. So I'm using borderless, but that is just recourse, okay? If you are going to play the game, I do recommend you to use exclusive full screen. It gives you less input lag and more performance. In my case, if you are not going to use exclusive full screen, you need to drop to the resolution of your desktop, alright? So for the anti-aliasing, I will be using TAA because it serves pretty much the purpose in here. And for the settings, I will be using a mix between low and medium settings, which actually looks pretty good in my opinion. So texture quality, it is set to normal, this is the medium, and isotropic filtering you can set to whatever you want. The performance impact is not that big, but I decided to keep up with the medium settings, with the medium preset, which is to time and isotropic. Shadow quality it is set to low, and oh boy, that thing looks really good for a low setting. Ambient occlusion, I can't really go without ambient occlusion in this game, so I decided to use BTAO. Depth of field it is set to normal. You can disable it or use the high. I think normal is pretty good. Level of detail, I'm using low because well, I can go with lowest, okay, but I can see a lot of popping in front of me, so low it is enough. And the lowest you use, the better you can take advantage of your CPU, so I need to use low because the CPU is old. Tessellation, it is only used on the eye presets. All this stuff it is enabled, and let me tell you, motion blur, I'm not really a big fan of motion blur, but the implementation on this game, it is really damn good. It is a per object motion blur. It is so subtle that you don't really notice there is a motion blur in place. The only thing you notice that something of a motion blur it is used, it's because it feels smooth, okay? So no screen space contact shadows and pure air, well, you can only set to low or normal. I decided to go with low because it has a big impact in performance. Volumetric lighting, it is enabled either on low or medium settings, and lens flare and screen effects, this pretty much don't have an impact on the frame rate. So I decided to benchmark this game by traversing the beginning of the village until a tomb, okay, until the starter of a tomb. That was my idea of testing the game, because I kind of explore at the beginning the village, and during the entire benchmark I ran around through the jungle, which should be quite intensive. And it serves to show you something that was my biggest disappointment with this game. I already knew this thing would be happening to me because I saw some videos on the internet, and yes, you are already seeing it. There is a buttload of stunting happening on this game. And in case you might be thinking, oh, okay, you are using textures on normal, probably you can reduce the textures to low, or probably instead of using DirectX 12 you can use DirectX 11, or you can set the priority to the eye settings, or you can do a lot of stuff to try to prevent this. Well, I tried everything, guys, and nothing nothing ever really helped me a lot in this regard. Basically, this game approaches the stuff in this way. This is more open world than any Tomb Raider available at the moment, and so the engine needs to stream assets, just like GTA or many open world games nowadays. Hell, even games based on Unreal Engine stream a lot of assets, very badly too, but they stream. What happens in this game is that for streaming, just like all the other games, it requires CPU. And what I see in this game is that every time this game needs to stream something, well, our CPU can't really handle it. I'm not really sure what is the cause, because sometimes the CPU is not even at 100% and yet it stutters. I'm not really sure what is the cause, if it needs more cores, if it needs more frequency, if it needs more performance per core, or if it needs certain instructions like the SSA 4.2 or AVX for this thing to perform decently. But I don't know what the hell this needs, but what I do know is that this stuttering, it is so aggressive that for me, I really think you should wait. Okay, in order, if you want to play this game, I really say that you should get this game on a console, or if you are going to upgrade to something other than a Phenom II, something like a new Ryzen or a new i5 or even a new E3, well, I would say for you to wait. So this is the results for this run, okay? On the low median settings I got an average of 27, with the low settings I got 22, dropping down the resolution to 900p I got an average of 32, with the low median, and with the low I got an average of 38. I've tried the game with DirectX 11 900p and low settings, I got an average of 32, just like with DirectX 12, but what I've noticed so far is that DirectX 11 delivers more performance in regions where there isn't so much CPU involved, but during the villages where this game uses a lot of CPU, the frame rate goes to under 20 frames per second, okay? So, putting this aside, I'm going to show you a little bit of gameplay of this game. Don't expect me to be very good at this game, and you are going to see a lot of stutters, probably audio stutters too, because I'm recording with Windows Recorder, okay, and usually when game stutters, Windows Recorder makes a mess with the audio. I'm not recording with AMD Radeon Relive because I'm not really sure what the hell was the reason, but I couldn't record with Radeon Relive, okay, so that thing was pretty unfortunate. Anyway, Windows Recorder, it is fine as long as the game is not stuttering, which was the case in this game a lot. So bottom of the line, it is this game at 900p low to medium settings looks phenomenally great. Let me tell you, it's one of the best looking games I've played in the latest years. Many people might say that Shadow of the Tomb Raider might have bad graphics. These people don't know what the hell they are doing. The game looks amazing, and the animation system on the cutscenes and the characters, it is simply amazing, guys. It's one of the best looking games I've ever seen. Even at the low medium settings, it looks fabulous, okay? But the thing is, with all these stutters, okay, with all these stutters happening because of the CPU, it's just really annoying. And sometimes the stutters do happen in places where you need to play decently, and sometimes these stutters last for 20 seconds, 30 seconds. You are in the middle of a thing that you need to jump, and the game just stutters, and you press to jump, and the key is not assumed, that is pushed, and you fall off a cliff, and so it's really annoying. So if you are going to upgrade this CPU in the next year or in the upcoming months, and you are interested in playing this game, just wait up a bit, okay? Upgrade your CPU and enjoy this game decently, okay? Or if you have a console, just buy this game for your console, because you are going to get a much better experience than what you are going to get on this Phenom II, okay? The blame, it is entirely on the CPU, and yeah, probably a little bit on the way that the developer uses to make these streaming assets. But the reality, it is the Phenom II X4, it is a CPU with 9 years old, so I think it's really the time to upgrade, okay? So guys, thank you much for watching so far. Hope you keep enjoying the rest of the video. There is more gameplay, you still have more 5 minutes of gameplay. Hope you keep enjoying the rest of it, and if you have any question, just leave on the comment section of the video. So thank you much for watching, I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye.
Those drones were unexpectedly heavy and sharp. Boat looks okay, though.
I'm glad you're here. We have a problem.
Jenny again? I'm on it.
Wants us to search underwater? He wants us to search everywhere. Obviously, we've been missing stuff for this whole time. Okay. So, are we getting scuba equipment or something? Better. A bunch of underwater drones. The commander will get things back on track.
Outpost! Send another team to my position. They can't be far. Oh shit, I better... Yeah. Target rear position! Hold it! Hold it! This is force you out! Alaska! Gotta be close. We're gonna hide all day. Hang down! Got her again! You and me now!
Laura, you okay?
Yeah, there's a Trinity base here.
Hey, Jonah, what happened here? I said don't break anything.
Hey, Abby, I can explain. I'll get back to you later, Laura. Don't do anything crazy.
Any idea why we're sealing everything up?
Because Commander Rourke said to hold the perimeter. No one goes in or out.
I know that, smartass. But you know why?
That's above my pay grade. When the recon team gets here, maybe they'll be able to tell us something.
Borvenier, this is Commander Rourke. Have you achieved lockdown?
We're almost there. All access points are covered, and most of the barricades are finished.
Almost isn't good enough. Secure the perimeter now, and make damn sure it's locked tight.
Aye, sir.
Taking casualties! God damn it, he's home!
protecting us! Better look at that. Area looks clean. Who's time right with you? Roger. I see her!